Hello, this is Johnny. Today we're gonna do some pinball game. This one is called a dual pinball, which DUO, dual pinball. Okay, this was made long time ago. You still probably could find eBay. They are not that expensive. They roughly run about like $10 or $15. You know, you could still find it on eBay. And the reason this one wasn't as popular is because it only support one apps, and it does have you could use iPad Pro, anything that you could put this in here. This one is a 9.8, I believe. The old iPad 4, and then they have iPad Pro Air. As long as it's under 10 inches, you could put this here, okay? And I want to demonstrate this pinball. Those of you who want to experience the pinball play, you could still play it. And what I did is I actually purchased all this, okay? Now, they have some where you could purchase a package and you could get all of them in one price. Where before, when they came out, when you purchase this, you get like maybe 3 free games that come with this system, and you download the app and it will recognize the pinball. So let me go ahead and start from the first one and just go ahead and demonstrate this. And you have the what do you call this, plunger for the arcade. So you pull it back and shoot. And I love this pinball because when we have family get together, kids love this pinball. And this pinball will work on any operating system, meaning that you could have the latest version or the older version, OS. Now this game, this company that make this game, it remind me of the Zen Studio that they also make this kind of 3D type of game. Okay, I have to turn the sound down because they don't allow you to have the sound loud, especially with YouTube. So I apologize, I had to get out of the game real quick because it's making music sound. And so you could actually charge it at the bottom. They have a hole here, and you could plug a hole here. You could plug a string into back of here and plug it in. So you could use the lightning charge, or you could use the regular one. When they first made this, it was made for, you know, the regular plug, the old iPad 3, you know, iPad 2, iPad 1. So, but iPad, you know, 4 or 5 up, you could use it. As long as under the 10 inches, you could use it. Okay. And so let's count down how many games it have. Let's see. So you got that one. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games, and you score up 6, and then another 6 is 12. 12, 18. What did I say? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 18. And 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So you have 22 games on this, and it's plenty of game, and it's pretty fun. And all the games are very similar. So let's try one more. Now I turn the sound down because we're not allowed to have sound too loud because due to copyright. So I have to mute, turn the sound low, so I don't get flagged by YouTube people for copyright for the sound. So the graphic is very cool. Now this game will work with different joystick, but with this pinball called the dual pinball, this machine, this physical hardware machine, it only works with this game. It's made for only this game. The other game do not recognize it. And one thing bad about the pinball, the only one that recognize the regular, the Apple joystick controller, the manufacturer certified Apple controller, those controller will work only on all the pinball that they have. The only one that will work is called the Pinball Arcade, which is this one right here. Okay, the Pinball Arcade. Now, if you want to play the marble, the studio called the Zen Studio, like Marvel Pinball, Star Wars Pinball, those do not work with joystick at all. Okay, that's the sad thing. With Apple, I don't know why those games, I love those games, but it do not work with any joystick. Now, correct me if I'm incorrect, but during the old version, ISO, it do not support it. Now, I don't know the new version that they now support it or not. I haven't tested, but based on my understanding, those will not. Now, this Pinball Arcade will work with any kind of joystick, so that's kind of cool. You could hook it up to a joystick. You can put an iPad, slide the iPad in, and make your own little box and make it like a a pinball arcade type, which is cool. Now, so that bring to my attention is I find out that the game like this one's I purchased all my game on Apple first. I spend a lot of money on Android, and they have a lot of cool game in here. So let me turn the sound up a little bit. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, you could use, see this one, it does not support it. And one thing sad is that I have a lot of games that I purchased. The only way I could play it is using the touch screen. So let's try Deadpool. Here you will find some quick instruction about the game controller. Okay, let's try what they say. Maybe something happened. Strike down and pull the plunger. Okay, using your finger. Please launch the ball with desired power. So that's the only thing, is just a touch screen. I got it. I shouldn't have said yes. Now let's skip on. All right, let's play. So in order to play this, you have to have use the touchscreen, which is pretty cool. I love the way this game is, and you could just let me see, I could zoom this in more. And one thing cool about it is that whenever you start a game, a brand new game, they will do introduction. So they'll do an introduction of the screen to let you see what's on it in a 3D format. And so this controller that I'm using is pretty cool. It's like a iPad. You just set it on top of it, and then you could play with your hand, without holding the iPad and try to play at the same time, which is, to me, is tiring. You have to hold the iPad plus, tapping it. So you could play like that, which is okay. Now, one thing I did find out is that with all these games that I purchased, I stopped purchasing it. Why? Because I find out that with Android, you could play this game and the button work. And I'm like, wow. So all those 3 games I could play with the controller. Okay, so let's go look at those systems real quick. All right, so the game, you just click on it and it will start. And you just pull the trigger, and then we'll start playing. You just tap on the side. And I love the graphic. I love the sound. I love the way it functions. I just don't like the idea I'm using my finger to play it. But it's kind of cool because you could do it on the phone too. You don't have to. I just wish that iPhone would allow the button to work. Like you could hook up to something and you could play your iPhone with a controller. But apparently you purchased the Apple controller joystick and it still doesn't work. And I was very disappointed. Like, hey, I purchased a joystick, I want to play it, So one thing about Apple is they are not centralized about their joystick. You have joystick that play on touchscreen. You got game that play on touchscreen. You have game that play on the controller, and you have game that play on the old controller, like old stuff like this joystick, for example, or the iCat old joystick. And so you got 3 different type of joystick. There's no center control joystick, which make people start to like move away from Apple game, because Apple need to center the joystick so you could play on one system and one joystick that work on all the game, not some of the game and not all the game. So that's one thing that got me. And plus, the Apple's device is very expensive. So anyway, let's move to Android. Right now, I'm still okay. I finished updating, and this is called the GPD. All right, this one is actually pretty cool. It allow you to toggle around with the joystick. You see, I'm toggling around, and then you could play. Let me zoom in more. And all the pinball game is in the ZN, so you could go to that game right there. Select A, and I did not purchase a whole lot because most of my game is purchased over there. But I recently purchased those 3 games here. So if you was to play one of them, for example. One thing is confusing is I think they move all the game to a different, because when Android first come out, all the game is in one area. And now they, I thought I did purchase that one. Alright, let's go to the Star Wars. Star Wars. Okay. Let me focus this. It's too bright. Let me change the color darker. There you go. Okay. So let me pick RDD2. Now this one, I tend to have this one for a long time, and I forgot I left it in the car. This one is my other one. Whenever I like something, I always purchase more than one. Okay, this one is also the game. This one finished updating. Okay, and it doesn't wobble. This one tend to wobble more. Oh, why is this one wobbling? So wobbling meaning that the body is been in here too long, it bore up. Oh wow, this one is oh no, this one is the one is the wobble. This one is the one because I could tell because I tried to open this before, and this one wobble. This one is the newer one. Yeah, this one wobble too, huh? So that means that the body is getting old and it's old. You charge it. This device, I got this when it first came out. So whenever a device that wobble like that, that means the battery is already bore up and you have to change the battery out. Okay, the battery doesn't last for a long time because the battery life is the rechargeable battery life is already close to the end of the battery life. So let me turn the volume up this one, and this one is pretty cool. You can actually play the game also with the button. And the way you trigger it, I think you use this one right here. Yep. So this is the trigger, and the button is on the back. Okay. So this button is in the back. Let me see. Alright, let me tilt the screen a little bit higher. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So the button is on the side. Okay. So in the back. The trigger button is your button, so make it feel like you're actually playing the arcade pinball as a handheld. So that is a very cool experience. And then let's just lose the ball for right now. I'll show you how you pull the plunger. The plunger would be on this joystick right here. Okay. So okay. So now it's telling you ready to pull the plunger. Okay, so you can use a touch screen or you could use this and just pull this one back. Now when you pull it back, you can't really see it because you see the ball just went out, and then you use this. So it's a very cool experience as playing pinball. See, and you could also at the same time you could plug this to a TV and then use your regular joystick or USB joystick plug to the back. So you could have a USB plug into it, and then you could actually put this inside a small box and make it look like a real arcade experience with a bigger screen. So you don't really have to spend a lot of money. You could just buy one of this and you could plug it into a big screen, and then plug you could use a Bluetooth joystick or whatever, how you want to do it, or you could use a USB that you could plug into the back. Let's see how you plug this. You could here's a USB you could plug into here, and you plug into a hub. Oh, now it's too dark, can't see. You could plug it into the back, and then you could use a joystick, okay, and then you could put this projected to this is a mini USB. You can plug that to the TV. This is a HDMI, so you plug HDMI to your TV, and then you have big screen and then a joystick. So you could actually put this in a small box, like a big arcade machine like people does, and then you could play this. You put the Android, instead of putting a computer in there, you could put this in there. Now they don't sell the plunger for the Android that I know of. They only sell the plunger, this plunger right here that they made. I did some research and they only make this for Windows operating system, PC. So if you want to get a plunger that come over here and pull it, that's about $150 just to get a plunger, get the USB card that connect to your PC, and then they have a sense calibration, so when you hit it, it's going to tilt the game, and so the plunger and everything, you cut a hole, those are like $150. So you could easily use an Android, but you will have, when your plunger would be like a regular button pushing, you will not be using. But this one is pretty cool. You could take this pinball with you and play it like that. Now there's another device that is real cool, but right now I'm still updating it, and that's this machine right here. Now it's updating my Back to Future. Is at 40%, and this one, let's go ahead and cancel it for now. Now one thing I didn't like about this machine is the battery tend to drain a lot faster than those right there. Now though both of this machine is probably roughly close to 2 years, so both battery life are not that great. Okay, so you will have to figure out how to change the battery. So I might do a video on replacing one of this with a new battery and see, see if I could find a battery I could buy from eBay to replace it. Hopefully I could find one that will work on this machine, because both of them, they don't charge, the battery life doesn't last as long like before. Now one thing I don't like about this machine is as I play throughout the year, it tend to, in the back, if you put your hand on it, it tend to overheat. It tend to be hot, and when it get too hot, sometimes the machine start to get malfunctioning, and that means that it will go off and stuff like that. I don't think it will allow me to cancel as download. But this one is also pretty cool. Your trigger button will be at like you actually have a joystick to hold on to it. Now this is a very expensive system. It's as much as the it's like $267 when I first got this, and now it's still very expensive as well. So your trigger button for your pad, for your game, for the pinball is also on the side, and then you also use this to pull the plunger for the pinball. So this one is also very cool, and this one actually the screen is big. So to me, this is a 7-inch screen. Now this model that I bought is not the latest version. It's the first generation of this, and this is made by GPD XD, the people that made this. Okay, and right now it's downloading my Back to Future that I purchased. I haven't used this for a while, so it's still doing backup. So those are a good way to experience. And this is, when I purchased this was like a 181, 186. I purchased 2 of them, and they are different prices, and they are good to play this kind of game or touchscreen game. But this is using the older version of Android, like a 4.5 Android version. It doesn't have Android 7 or the latest Android. So you cannot able to play all the game you want, but it plays, the old game from Android Play Store that you could download. And this is one of the games that you could still play. So one thing is cool is you could plug this to a TV and make this to a joystick, like a joystick, or you could just play with your hand, or you could tilt it and play it like a touch screen. Have a full long screen and you play it like that. and you could play like this as well. But I rather not, because I like to use the button, so I make it feel like I'm actually playing the joystick, you know, with a real button. Like so. Alright, so this is my me showing you that you could actually you lost your last ball, okay? Alright, give up. So in all the pinball game, this is one of my favorite pinball, the Zen Studio company that made this. I love their game, I love their graphic, I love their sound effect. My second pinball game I like is this one. This one is made by this company called the High Pinball, and this pinball game is real cool, awesome, you know. And they work with this dual pinball machine right here, and their graphic is good. It's same like the other one, the Zen Pinball. You zoom in, zoom out. And then my the third one that most people are able to play on any joystick is called the Pinball Arcade. Now this Pinball Arcade is good for a machine if you're trying to make a machine, virtual pinball machine, because it doesn't zoom in, zoom out. It looks like a real pinball when you play it, meaning the game is stay in the see. I also purchased a lot. This pinball, it will play with the iCat joystick, and you know, you could, in the game normally it look exactly, you know, it doesn't go back and forward on the screen. So if you look at it and you didn't know better, you think that you're looking at the real pinball, you know, machine, because the machine, wow, it's downloading. I guess I haven't played it, and when it update, the stuff doesn't update, so it's re-downloading the game that I already purchased. So let me turn the sound down again. Oh, it's not playing. This one is already down. Ah, it's going to my other game. Because I accidentally, whenever you touch this joystick, it realized that you have this plug-in and it will automatically start the game for you. So that's one thing cool about this thing. Alright, let's let this finish. This pinball is pretty cool. A lot of people like it, but I feel like the game, when you play it, the way they design it, you tend to die real quick. The ball tend to go up and go down real fast, and that's one thing I didn't like. Is it doesn't, the way they did it is like, you know, it's like the arcade. They're trying to collect your quarter or something. The game tend to, maybe the way they tilt it is more slanted, so the ball tend to go up and come straight down real fast, and so your gameplay, you tend to die quicker on any of, especially the older version of this game. The newer one tend to be better. The sound is much better. The graphic is much intense and smoother. I should have choose a different game, huh? Why is it taking so long to download? I wonder if I could go ahead and start another one. You should have just started the game without have to download it. Ah, man, it's really downloading all my games. Anyway, I can't demonstrate, but this one is mostly a game that a lot of people have seen. There's only some of them that is like Black Hole, and some of them that are more popular than the other one, but okay, so I can't demonstrate this one because it's trying to download everything. But yeah, let me try to demonstrate it from here then. All right, let me try demo it from here. Let me see if I could find a pinball. Here we go, Pinball Arcade. So one thing good about this kind of game is you could map, even a game that doesn't use joystick, you can map it. And that's the button for the joystick mapping right there. Okay, you can map the game. Same thing with that big one called JXD, the one back there. You have the same way of mapping it. Okay, so this one does have the latest one. That's the same as my Apple. Let me turn the sound down before I get strike for having the copyright. Okay, let me go to this one because I already purchased. Oh no, I haven't purchased that one. I purchased it from Apple Store yesterday. So let me play the one that I already have, that I own. Why is it always downloading? There you go. Let's see if this one have it. I apologize. I'm playing the one that I don't own. Let me see my tab. Okay, here you go. So the Android, I guess I didn't purchase the Android version. Okay, this is what the Pinball Arcade look like. Okay, and so you could have. So let's go ahead and start a game. Turn the sound a little bit louder. Okay, that one already started, the March. So let me show you in the bigger screen. Well, actually, let me show you that this one work on all joystick. So we're gonna do the pull. See, pull that trigger same way, like you did with the other one. Same trigger button on the side. I mean use a trigger button for the. I forgot what you call those. Joystick. Okay, so you use this button to pull it and let go. Watch. Let go. So you shoot the ball. I missed it. So they have changed a little bit. The screen does move up and down, where the other version, the older version, it doesn't do that. The newer version have changed, so when you play the game, it go up and down on the screen. This Pinball Arcade are more popular because the reason it's more popular is because it work on all joystick except the dual joystick, but it work with and it work in Android, it work in Apple as well, and the other one, the Zen Studio, that one only work in Android but doesn't work in Apple. So that one is not as popular as this one because this one will work. It also isn't on the Switch. This company, you could purchase it on a Switch and on the Nintendo Switch, and you could also Oh, it won't turn sideways. That's interesting. The other one I just turn sideways, goes sideways. Oh, you say I tilted because I keep on tapping it. So okay, so the Android, I don't have this purchase, which I did purchase some in the other one. But one thing good about this company also that make it very popular is that they allow you to play demo version, meaning that you could you could actually play it. Keep on going to this. They allow you play it before you purchase it for the first pinball, or for I don't know how many minutes. So before you die, so you could play a game even you don't purchase it. It will download into your system and you could get to play it. So you could play 1 or 2 pinball, and then the pinball you die, and then it will time out, and it will either do an advertisement or it will tell you that you need to purchase this. You want to purchase just this table, or you want to purchase the whole pack. A whole pack sometimes come with a more game, like 3 or 4 game for $20. One old game is like roughly $4.99. They're not that cheap compared to the other one. I think it's $2.99, $3.99 for the studio, the Zen Studio, which have marble game. Those games are a lot cheaper than this one. This one more expensive. One game sometimes $10 just for one game, one table. This is the table, okay? But this one is very popular because it supports a lot of games, plus it lets you play the demo game. So if you do not purchase it, it will say you want to try it, and you get to try it. So that's one thing that makes this game more popular than any other pinball out there in the market. Because the Zen Studio, they have good graphics, but they don't have as much game as this one. And then they start separate them into like marble pinball game, Star Wars pinball game, Alien by itself, and Zen by itself. So they separate into 3 apps. So like for example, they have this one called the Zen Pinball, okay, and they don't support the Apple any. It doesn't support any joystick, only touchscreen. And then Marvel Pinball, and then Star Wars Pinball. And so the Pinball Arcade support all the game is in one icon, and they allow you to play the demo. So that's what make this apps are more popular than anything. And plus now this app, you could find it on a lot of systems like PlayStation, Nintendo, and all that stuff. Game Boy, Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS. You could purchase that and play this game. So this is my review on the pinball, how you can play your pinball without spending too much money. So those of you who want to use the plunger, you could use the iPad, and you could purchase this app and purchase the game. And the game that I'm talking about is this one called the Pinball HD. And once you purchase it, you could play all this game. Now, depend which one you download. Like this one, say I did not purchase that. There's 2 apps in here, which is very confusing. They have one right here, and then one is called the Collection. You want to download the Collection HD, okay? Because this one, you have more game to choose from than this one right here. They both are the same company, but when they first came out, one was made for the dual system, which is this one, and one is just the app. So you want to download the one called the Collection Pinball. So when you start this game, you have all these games. See, all the game when you purchase it, it actually have a lot of, like what we say, 27 game. There's like 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21. What's it? 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 game, okay? Where the other one doesn't have that much option. So let me demonstrate that real quick. The one is called the HD one, right here. This one right here. This one do not have that much option. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I zoom this in. It's too bright. Can't see the. Okay. So you got. Let me put this right here. So you got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 12, 18, and that's it, 19. So if you start it from here and you start purchase it, it won't transfer to the other one, even though they're the exact same game. So make sure you download the right one and start purchasing, because that one have 21 and this one only had 19. It doesn't give you any more game to choose from, which is crazy. So I find out that if I purchase a game from this one and then I told them how come it doesn't transfer, they see this one did not transfer over, and I had this game already purchased. See that? It doesn't transfer over here, but I had that game over here in the collection one. So if you look at that one right there, oop, it's on the first screen. I already have purchased that. This one right here. See, I already purchased that, but they say I didn't purchase it. See the let me focus. MAFIA. See that one, I already purchased it. But if you go to this one, it say I did not purchase it. It say new. And so when you click on it, it's gonna ask you, do you want to buy it? See, I already pay it. If the one I already purchased, when you click on it, it say start the game. See that? This one is say, do you want to buy it? Okay. And if you cannot play it until you buy it. Well, I think it might let you play the demo. Yeah, this one is pretty good. Let you play the demo. But I already purchased this, so it doesn't make sense that this thing is doing that. Okay. So make sure you download the correct one. That's the only one that I and then some other one that like this kind of game right here. You purchase it, you get a lot of game, but I don't really like the game there on that one. So those are the 3 that I recommend as a pinball for virtual pinball game in the App Store, so you could get. Okay, and I hope this helped, and enjoy your pinball game playing. All right, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye bye. Well, I'll try to play more of this one. Oop. The plunger is not very accurate, but the flipper is actually very accurate right here. The plunger originally in the past was very accurate, but I think it's probably, I haven't used it, or the sensor is not all there. Pretty cool. So if you have an iPad, you could just play the pinball using this this thing right here. It lets you play the demo before you purchase it. And their price is not is not expensive. So if you go back to the other one that said I already purchased everything. But let's just go back to this one. See, it's only $1.99. Okay? And if you purchase the full package, like for example, if you purchase the full package, it's like $29 or something, you get everything. So you could purchase the whole tablet and everything. Okay? Alright? Alright, talk to you later. Bye-bye.